Hello everyone, we will discuss today chemical kinetics. In this chapter we will be able to study slow reactions, fast reactions, rate of reactions, law of mass action and other things. First of all, we are going to consider slow reactions. There are number of reactions which are slow. With the help of those slow reactions we will be able to determine rate of reaction. But on the other hand, we are having some fast reactions. From fast reaction, it is very difficult to find out what amount of reactant has been converted into product in a particular time. This is the reason why rate of any fast reaction cannot be determined. We are going to concentrate ourselves in slow reactions only for determination of rate of reaction. Whenever we are going to consider rate of reaction, let's consider a reactant A converts into product P. Then rate of reaction can be defined as the amount of reactant A consumed in a time interval delta T. If delta A is amount of reactant A consumed and delta T is time taken, then there is no need to put a negative sign because already delta A is amount of reactant A consumed. But whenever you are going to mark it as the delta A as the amount of or concentration of A undergoing change with respect to time t, in that case you have to put a negative sign towards reactant side. The same rate can also be written in terms of product as delta P by delta T. And when you are going to equate these two, in that case here you have to write equal to a positive sign towards this product side delta T. This negative sign clearly indicates that as time passes, amount of reactant tend to decrease, whereas a positive sign clearly indicates that as time passes, concentration or amount of product increases with respect to time. Now we are coming up to first order kinetics. In first order kinetics, let's consider A converts into product P. Let A be initial amount of reactant and at time t equal to 0, product is 0. Let at time t equal to t, amount of reactant A consumed be x, then amount left will be A minus x. In that case, amount of product formed will be x. In this case, we will be able to write rate of reaction dA by dt as directly proportional to the amount of reactant left here. Here we can take, since variable here is x, therefore instead of writing dA, we are going to write dx by dt as rate of reaction. Here A is not variable, x is variable, because as amount of x increases, A minus x decreases. This is as per the concept, as time passes, amount of reactant tend to decrease. Now, we have to equate it, and in that case, we have to put a constant of proportionality constant, that k A minus x, or just transferring dx by A minus x equal to k dt. Now we have to find out the total rate. In that case, just we have to integrate it, and now after integration we will get here dx by A minus x k dt. When time t was 0, amount of x was 0. at time t equal to t, amount of x was x. Now after integrating, we are having dx by a minus x as log a minus x, and here k t, and that one is from 0 to t, and here it is from x equal to 0 to x equal to x. Now we have to solve it. You are familiar that higher limit minus lower limit. In that case, here kt will be equal to log a by a minus x. Now this natural log, which is at base e, it should be converted into base 10. In that case, you have to multiply it with 2.303 log. This log means at base 10. ln means log at base e. A minus a by a minus x. This is how you can calculate. Now, when you are going to calculate half-life period, now we are going to calculate half-life period from this Rate-Law equation. Half-life T means either just like T half, or it can also be written as capital T, which is half-life. Half-life of any reaction is the time period in which half of the reactant consumed or half of product is formed. Here at t equal to t half, x will be a by 2. Now putting value of x a by 2 and t equal to capital T, here k capital T 2.303 log a by a minus a by 2. We get here 2.303 log 2a minus a. A will be cancelled out. This 2 will be at the numerator. Now log 2 is 2.303 into 0.693. Sorry, it is 3010. 0.3010. When you are going to multiply this, it gives 0.693. Then kt equal to 0.693. T will be 0.693 by k. Now we are going to calculate average life period. Average life period is inverse of k. Here T average equal to 1 by k. We are having here T half-life period as 0.693 by k. When you are going to find out T average, then T average will be equal to capital T divided by 0.693. That gives 1.4. This is average life period. It means we are able to find out half-life period as well as average life period for first order reactions. Whenever we are having radioactive disintegration reactions, in that case, in the same way as radioactive disintegration reactions are also of first order kinetics, the same rule is applicable. In that case, K is called decay constant. It can also be represented in terms of lambda. This is how we will be able to solve such type of problems. Thanks.